Hello, hello, diamond painters. DP Crazy Lady here. It is 9:48 a.m. It is a Tuesday, and it is the 22nd, and it's August, and it's 2023. I got it right this time. I've been up since about 6 a.m. I left at 7:30 and went and got my blood work. So now all I'm doing is waiting to see, when they text it to me to let me know what my blood work is. Should be okay. It's just for like cholesterol and, other whatever. I don't know. I don't understand half the stuff that's listed. And if it's anything bad, my doctor tells me. Or it shows a chart, like high, low, medium, whatever. So I'm going to see if I have anything to chat about. And as soon as I finish this area here, before I end the video, I'll try and take you out of the holder and show you so far what I have, because I only have one little corner left to do after this. So I should have it done by tonight. And I'll do an update of the whole picture and then see what I'm going to paint after, because I'll have plenty of time to try and do something else. Sorry. I didn't have my coffee this morning because I couldn't have anything to eat or drink. You know how it is with blood work. From, they want you at least 8 to 10 hours, whatever it is. And I'm having my first bit of coffee, so now my throat is very dry. I don't drink much water. I try to, I'm supposed to, but, my daughter says she's never seen anybody gag trying to drink water. But I do. I don't know why. What's funny, a little story, not about water or anything, but we had taken the puppy in last Thursday or Friday to have, he had to have blood work, because we've had him on the heartworm chewable for months and months and months. And they said after 6 or 8 months, before they put him, give him his next dose, he has to have blood work to show that he doesn't have heartworm. The company, I guess, requests that or requires it, whatever. So when he went in to get his nails cut and he had his blood work and he came back, everything is fine. And I think the girl was maybe thinking lunch or something when she came in, because instead of saying, oh, he's got a little hematoma on his leg, because it left like a little bruise, instead she said, he's got a hematomato, toma, and she said hematomato. And I thought it was so funny. And like today, I went and had my blood work, and I got a hematomato on my arm. So I just think it's funny. It's, how your tongue will slip and you just, something comes out. I just thought it was kind of funny. And Liam's learning how to walk on his hind legs. And I mean walk. Not just stand there and, begging or whatever. He's walking. I'm going to get it on film. You bet. It's like every time you turn the camera on, he stops. But he is just I guess most rat terriers do that. I don't know. All I know is that's what he does. And he'll walk right over to me on his hind legs. I have never, I mean, I had a Chihuahua that didn't even do that. So that was kind of funny. Let's see now. I watched Becky Sloan's video, and yeah, I've never had Temu fold, any of my charts, my diamond paintings that they've sent, but I would be thoroughly, ticked. And as far as ironing them, I think I heard Tita mention that she, she's always saying, well, I'll have to iron this one, I'll have to iron this one. I think she gave a demonstration, but there was a lady, I wish I would have kept it. It's probably in my history somewhere on my YouTube. I think it was either 3 or 5 years ago. She would iron hers, and she did I think her video was like an hour long or something, or close to it, and she demonstrated every little tiny step of how she ironed, hers. And sometimes she had to do it more than once, or however she did it. I know she said not to have any steam, and it was supposed to be on a very mild setting, and I can't remember if she used a cloth on the back. See, me, I would be afraid of doing it to mine for fear I would mess up the glue, on the opposite side of the painting. That's where my fear is. So how I flatten mine is I take him in my kitchen, because that's the biggest flat table area for a larger painting, or something like this size. This is a 40 by 40 centimeter, and I lay it flat, lay it down on its face, depending on which way the wrinkles are puffed, and then I take 2 or 3 of my wood cutting boards, and I place them all on it, to cover pretty much the whole painting. And then I take my heaviest cast iron skillet, and I set that on top, and I leave it there for about, depending on the wrinkle and how soon I want to paint it or whatever, but sometimes depending on the wrinkles in it, I can leave it on there for 3 to 4 days, and they get pretty doggone flat. If they're not totally flat, then I do the same thing, only I flip the painting over and, do it again. When I had gotten one time something from GBKFE, which, like I said, I do not like them, it came really wrinkled. I mean, pretty bad. And it was the 3-panel Buddha that I did for my sister. I flattened those 3 panels for at least almost 2 weeks with the same method of, the cast iron skillet on it, the wood cutting boards, and they came out really flat, nice and flat that way. I just put as much weight on them as possible, and they flattened out. So, hopefully Becky, yours will flatten out. But I would still, even if you think it's going to flatten out, contact Temu, send a photo. They'll reimburse you. They will, within up to 3 minutes, you'll get your money back. But it'll be, on a credit. Then you can just order something else. And if the painting seems to work out afterwards, well, then fine. But if you can't you think it's, damaged, just send them a photo. and tell them what you're upset about. They're real good at doing that. You know, I mean, you should know that if you've heard anybody dealing with Temu at all. Lazy Retired Granny, I just watched your last recorded stash unveiling, and you do have a few, a few duplicates. Like you have one that's the bottles, and it's the one with the horseshoe on the one bottle or whatever it is. I think it's a horseshoe. That's a repeat. You have a couple gnome repeats. You have a Grinch repeat. I like the Grinch. I don't remember which gnome repeats. You know, I figure if you look through them and there's a gnome you don't like, hey, you know where I live. You know me in gnomes. And Becky, you know me, must know me in purple. I was never a purple person to begin with, but after seeing these in diamond painting and things, at the vibrancy of the purple in the drills got to me. My favorite color used to be green. You know, different shades of green. Heck, that was in the 70s anyway, when I had gotten my first home, and I picked out, you know, maybe it was a bit much, but that was, okay, you had a choice of, excuse me, harvest gold or avocado green, you know, other than white. And I picked avocado green, which meant I had avocado green. Whoops, there went a drill. Shoot, right onto the floor. I had green carpet. I had green stove, refrigerator. My tile in the kitchen dining room was a green marbled, you know, with some lighter green and some white in it. So I was, you know, green on green on green. And my house, which was a split level, was green. So, you know, I mean, that was the things I chose as they built it. So, should have maybe opted for something else, but that's pretty much what they had. Now, I don't know, can you see over here? Okay, because I got some V's down here, and I've got to try and get to them. You know, you didn't have a whole big of a choice unless you know, wanted to pay way extra for different things, and, you know, just, that's what my first home was. Green on green on green. You know, the 70s. That's, you know, popular. So, what is some of your favorite colors? I think that's been asked before. You know, either favorite colors in diamond painting or, you know, in your home decor. You know, see, I got away from that green, you know, long after that because I sold the home and moved. And I ended up living in a home that was built about I think it was 1850 or 1860. And the reason why I found out exactly when it was built, we were tearing out part of a wall and found a coin in the wall. And it had that year on it, 1850 or 1855. I can't remember. And we checked it out with the city. to find out, the age. And it was an older home. So I filled it with antiques. I mean, I got deals on a lot of the antiques that I had gotten. And I think I mentioned before, I had a stove that was up on legs. I had the square head refrigerator that was in my kitchen. I had the old metal table that was wooden, had the drawer, had the metal that would extend, and it had crazy looking squirrels engraved around the edges with some other trim. And then in my, what I called my parlor, because I had a parlor and then I had a living room, and I had what do you call it? Oh my goodness, now I can't think of it. I had the living room, the parlor, and dining room. That's, small dining room. And in the parlor, I had an old upright piano, and it was dated, I think, 1910. And then I had 2 Victrolas, one that was a tall one that stood on legs, had doors in the front where you opened it, and that was where your so-called speakers were. And you flipped the lid up, and you cranked it, and I had some old Al Jolson and some other big bands and stuff to play on it. Then I had a tabletop Victrola with the big horn. I had an old library table. Let's see, what else did I have in there? I had an old, what they call a lyre table, which was the oval table, and it had the pedestal it sat on would look like a shape of a lyre instrument. And geez, just thinking back on this, it's all the stuff I miss now when I talk about it. I miss all that stuff. I gave it all up when I took off away from an idiot. So, let's see, what else did I have in there that I can remember? I had old hurricane lanterns. It had a fireplace in that room. I still have the old, what they call a striker. I think that's what they call them, a striker. It's a real heavy cast iron oval with some kind of design on it. And you hung it near the fireplace, and that's what you struck your match on, to light the fire. It's pretty old. Heavy, too. Very heavy. I have a antique old, what they call a sad iron. I still, they talk about, what do you collect or what do you have? I have a lot of different things out in my shed, like I said, that need to come in, and I'm going to be trying to clean it out in September because I figure the temperature will start dropping. And, as I go in there and hand the stuff out to my daughter, I'll tell her what I'm keeping and what's going to be set out by the road, and people can take it if they want it. Let's see. I have out in the shed, which I know is out there, and I probably should bring it back in, but I have no room for it, is one of those old phone tables, where you sat, you set your phone on the little round part of it. You had the chair. It's all built one piece. And it has a section there to put your phone book in and whatever. This was all cherry wood. It's sitting out in my shed. There's several antiques sitting out in my shed that I just don't have room for, even if I get rid of some other stuff. Now, my daughter has the cedar line wardrobe in her room, which will never go back out in the shed. It was about late 1890s, 1900, somewhere around there. And it is missing its mirror. I bought it at a yard sale for $4. I can't believe the people were just, they said, well, do you think $4 is too much? I said, no, that's not too bad. And I thought, are they out of their minds? But, yep, I got it for about $4. So, I'm not parting with that at all. So, and I have some dishes. They're the cups and saucers. There's a set of, I think 4 or 5 of them, but none of them match because they came from my stepmother, who was born in Germany. And over there, she said when she was younger and stuff, that's the way they would serve, brunch or lunch or tea or whatever they did. And each person would have a different cup and saucer and maybe a little sandwich plate to go with it. And I have the sets of them that she gave me. There's 4 or 5, I believe. They're older, and they're from Germany. So I have those on my my hutch in my kitchen. And I collect a lot of different apples. Wooden apples, wax apples, plastic apples. My knobs on my cupboards are apple. I like that decor in my kitchen. And I have red apples or green apples. That's the taste I have. So what kind of decor do you all have in your home? Do you change your decor, through the years, or do you stay with, what you have? Me, I've had that apple decor for almost 30 years. I happen to like it. I can't think of another decor that I want. My mother used to have ducks, the white ducks, in her kitchen. Then when she changed to apples for a while, and I shared some of the extras I had, and then later on she decided, nah, she didn't like that anymore. So I don't even think she has a, collection of anything now. I mean, my curtains in my kitchen are apple, So, in the comments or hey, on the video, man, tell me, what kind of decor do you have in your kitchen? Don't have to tell me the rest of your house right now. You can just, and do you change it? Do you get tired of it and say, hey, that's it, and you get rid of it? Be interesting to know what other people, maybe I can get some ideas. There's something different, because apples seem to be the only decor that I like. I have little apple signs, like apples sold here, stuff like that. So, well, I think I'm about reached my limit on my whip and babble, because that's what I am from now on, is a whip and babble. Because I have a habit of jumping from one subject to the other right in the middle of what I'm talking about. So I'm hoping to get this section done here. Not that much left. It's just this little area in here, and hopefully you can see it. And then, like I said, I'll be heading over to the left side, and I will give an update probably later today. I do want to take you out of the holder here in a second, and hopefully I don't lose you, so that I can show you what it looks like so far. I should have maybe done it in the beginning, but I'm always backwards. What the heck? Let's see, we're at 26. Okay, I have enough time to just finish this right here, this little eye. And then I will pull you out of the holder, and we will see what we shall see. And then I will get back with you possibly later today. And, oops, I dropped something. Oh well, I'll pick it up. I think it's my tweezers. Yep, got them. Okay, so I'm going to raise this up and then pull you out so that you can see this kitty so far. So hold on. There you go. Isn't that, look at, he's got a blue and green eye on the right and a red eye on the other side. Oh my. I think, I will tell you, I am really surprised. Just like, I think it was Tita that mentioned it in a comment, that it was really something for a budget friendly painting. And I think it was like $11.99, $12. I say I think it's a 16 by 16 inch, but it's a 40 by 40. And I'm shocked myself. I really am. I am shocked that the drills fit as well as they do. I mean, yeah, there's some gapping, but nothing compared to what I've had in the past of more budget-friendly paintings. I mean, this is, and I mean, look at this. I'm going to turn the light off because that's how we usually and normally look at paintings anyway. But there you go. I mean, that looks like a kitty. I've seen some abstracts and some multicolors that just don't do justice, and this is gorgeous. I may have to display this in my hallway. Yep, and I've got plenty of wall space in my hallway to put paintings. So I just have to get the right size, or I might be able to find a frame for this one if I venture down to the Goodwill, like we did with my daughter's painting. So, well, I'm closing in on 30 minutes, so I will, as Granny says, let you go. And I'll try and get back with you maybe later today with a close to finish, and maybe, what I'll paint afterwards. So, y'all have a good day, and it is Tuesday. I know it is. I'm not senile yet. So, have a good one. Hugs. Diamond Painting Crazy Lady. I'm out. Bye-bye.